when the eyes dry up and they take my flesh. It's only natural. Catch me on that L train dolo. East Coast love come easy when I promo. So, yo, Brooklyn, fat nigga, but I bet your whole looking. I say this verse too fine. Bring it again. You know this verse too fine.
Hey, it's your girl, Mad of Money. Look, I'm here with Jersey, the 420 chef. You already know the 1-2 punch. You feel me?
What up? What up? What up? Yeah, you know what I mean?
We in a good mood today.
Yeah, I'm doing my Dame Dash off the strength that you said this man be throwing up the rocket and sleep. Like, that shit was so fucking funny when I saw that.
I swear to God, I had a vision, and the nigga just like, it's a rock. Like, I know somewhere Shorty is mad. They be trying to sleep, and this nigga over there murmuring, fuck Jay-Z. But anyway, welcome to Listen Stream Cop Drop. You feel me? Formal introductions. I'm Mad of Money, a.k.a. Trap. I'm chilling with my right-hand man. Oh.
And this is Jersey, the 420 chef, a.k.a. Stretch Armstrong, a.k.a. just, you know what I mean, coolest nigga in the building, you know what I mean? You already know.
That's a fact.
What's
I
up,
ain't even mad at that. All right. Ain't nothing much. Welcome to, like, the last
album review of the year, like his album reviews, yeah.
The last album reviews we gonna be serving you for 2019. You feel me? Yeah. 2020 has a high expectation coming off for all the work that's dropped in this past year. So, you know, but we here to give it to you one more time before the ball drop. All right? We're gonna jump right into it. Jersey. Yeah. All right. How you felt about Cameron's Purple Haze 2?
It was a great surprise. Like, I didn't know what to expect, you know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, Cam's been chilling for a little bit, you know. Dipset had to, I don't even know if you really want to call that a reunion, but, you know, they had that little whatever, you know what I mean? Jim been rocking, been holding it down, doing his thing, you know what I'm saying? His last release was pretty dope. But Joel's locked up. Ain't seen Freaky nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So this coming out of nowhere.
Freaky is somewhere fucking will die for the squad any day. When Freaky comes outside, he's definitely Harlem shaking underneath 125th 125 sign in Amsterdam Avenue. We gonna just throw that out there.
Yeah, but nah, my nigga, nah, the album was dope though. Like, I can't fuck with it. Like, I can't lie, I can't even like hold it. Like, it was dope. I'm going through, but it's like, it kind of felt like at first though, like the first time I listened to it, it felt like, okay, this is good. It's refreshing to hear Cam. Then the more I started listening to it, it started feeling like the first half of the album was dope. And the second half was like, kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
it definitely did have a drop-off point on there.
Yeah. You know.
He did. He held you for like the first 5-6 songs maybe.
Right.
And then that shit was on a downward decline. I was like, yeah, I noticed that too, actually. I was like, you know, you came out strong. Intro track was strong.
Word.
Mixed with Medellin. That's my personal favorite. Yeah, that's my personal favorite track over the album and stuff. It didn't like, it got kind of convoluted and crazy. You know, if you really listen to the bars he's saying in some of these songs, he's not saying shit in that second half of the album. It's all about the first half. He's really, you know, he's getting a little personal. He touching base with you a little bit, and then that shit goes, you know, that goes into computer type shit without it really, you know, having that bounce to it or whatever. Yeah. But, you know, I wasn't mad at the project.
Nah, I wasn't either. Like, I felt like it was a good bounce back for him. But I think if the sequencing was different, might feel a little bit different about the album, you know what I mean? Like, just to start off with Medellin, and that is so high energy, you know what I'm saying? Like, it, you know what I mean? It had a hell of a bounce to it, a hell of a swagger to it, you know what I'm saying?
So many quotes.
You know, so many from the Juju Safari lines down to the I don't work for Mona works for me, you know what I'm saying? Like,
whole bunch of industry shit. Like,
yeah, he was talking like, yeah, I wish he would have saved it. If he'd have saved that for like the 5th or 6th track, like, it might have been different. Like, it might have sounded, that album might have sounded different. But however though, like, I still fuck with the album. You know what I mean? Keep Rising is my shit with Max B vocals, and he flipped it and had the remix, you know what I'm saying? That shit gave me that DJ Clue feel, like, you know what I mean, like a throwback 90s feel. Like, I think that's why I really like the album though. Like, that's why I'm giving it like I'm giving it my approval, because he gave that like throwback to the 90s, like that Clue, like it felt like a Clue mixtape sometimes at some points in times, and it was very nostalgic, you know what I'm saying?
It had that feel on it. It did have that little mixtape, little mode on there, playing back to when the first one dropped and stuff like that, you know, because like Purple Haze was hard, like, but it wasn't that hard to me. Like looking back on it, to be like but he did have some bangers of fuckers. I really wish he had a couple more stronger singles on there, you know, that bounce work for him. But all of that stuff, you know, I don't know if this would be like his last album to close out his career. Like, should we hear more work from Cameron?
No, I don't know. It'll take a while. He's in that whole realm that they should only make an album every couple years, because at the end of the day, they can't. I don't think they can keep up with like. I mean, they can put out stuff every day, but it's going to sound old, redundant, repetitive, and it's just going to be over a whole bunch of beats, and they just really going to be. It's like soul searching, like. And I don't think so. Like, I think Cam is in that place where he could get money off of something else. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like they like that Nori era, that pop. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want like you know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that this album was bad, but I don't want to. It's not enough to be like, oh, he's making music at a high level to the point where he can keep up and you know what I mean, keep producing. So I'm not.
Meanwhile,
you know
we want to hear more music from Jim Jones and less music from Cameron. We wouldn't mind that.
It's kind of. I don't know, because Jimmy, like with Jimmy, is kind of different too. Like Jimmy's kind of in the same realm, but Jimmy ain't never really been out there like that. You know what I mean? Jimmy just had his own lane, like just his own cool musical lane where he could drop that smooth, cool, laid back, you know what I mean, hustler shit, and that'd be enough. I don't think he's gonna drop no music though for a little second with his name being mixed up in that 6ix9ine shit. I heard his ass back on VH1, so you know he went back to VH1 to clean up that image a little bit. You know what I mean? You know it ain't no checking rap right now for him, so you know he back in front of the camera.
That track that they did have together on Purple Haze too, Jimmy ran a circle around. I'm gonna tell but Jimmy ran a circle around my man. Jimmy ran a circle around Cam on there. Cam should watch out. You feel me? He should. That's why I think a lot of Max B was on this album too. They're getting in preparation for his release, you know, and a couple, and this is gonna they're gonna give the wave off back to the Silver Surfer. So everything will be good with that. But I wasn't too mad at the album. It could have been a little stronger, you know, if he would have came with that same fire from the first half going into the second half. He might have been in a real talks. We still might be talking about it. Like, people forget in the microwave era, this is one of the things that happen. You don't get talked about unless the shit is super fucking
fire.
hard.
Like, this shit's gotta be fire.
Be it that people are not, you know, not still mentioning it. You don't see anything on timeline about it. Nobody's like, you know, telling you that they're playing or listening to this shit again. You know, he didn't bang it out the park in that respect. But you know, salute to Cameron always. You feel me? It's all good. Good to see, you know, a good show from somebody for the past era, just coming out there, getting a lot off their chest. Really, that's all he was really doing here. Hey, you owe the people an apology, Jersey. For the price of fame.
Why?
You was out here throwing short, all in the game. You said it wasn't gonna be good.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. My bad, people. Right, my bad.
I was like, Jersey's gonna be all over this fucking album. So I want you to tell the people about the price of fame. Go for it.
All right, so listen. So you got the price of fame with Sean Price and Lil Fame from MOP. I've had a big issue with people not doing Sean Price right. You know what I mean? Not doing his legacy right and putting his name on trash-ass albums. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that his bars is trash, but what they doing was they wasn't doing the right thing. So, you know, I had some, like, I had trash expectations and, like, garbage juice expectations for this.
You were so critical. I've never heard you so critical of an album before it's released based off of past work. I was really surprised. From the minute I heard the first track on this joint, I was like, Jersey's in for a surprise. Like, he's going to be banging out with this album. Like, so
I went to screenshotting and tweeting as soon as I heard that shit. I was like, oh my God, like this is that gorilla mind, like that's that rap, like that punch you in the face, stomp you in the back of your neck with Timberland's rap.
This is Brownsville, nigga. Like, yo, this is the Brownsville album, nigga. This is what this shit is. You feel me?
Literally, yo. And I was so fucking happy for that shit. Like that shit was dope as hell.
It was dope. They had some of the boot camp click on there. They had
Ruck, they had, you know what I mean? I mean, Ruck and Rock, you know what I mean? Ruck and Rock just sounded so good together, you know what I mean? It's just like, I guess I'm a golden era head. Like, I can't help it. Like, that was my era of terror. That's when I came up, you know what I'm saying? But that's when, like hip-hop was just, like, beautiful everywhere, though. You know what I mean? Like the golden era is when hip-hop was regional, but it was respected like, you know what I mean? That's when, like, Biggie was going, like, to Houston. He could sit up there and talk about Jay Prince and rap a lot, you know what I'm saying? Or you had, like, you know what I mean, down south people fucking with up north, and it really started to blend when Hove got popular with Volume 2. Like, you know what I mean? People started moving around. But, like, I'm sorry, but I love that era of hip-hop because everybody sounded different, but it was all love, you know what I mean? Everybody sounded the same right now, so that's my big issue. But, nah, like, this album, like, I'm sorry, like, this album sounded like it was supposed to sound, you know what I'm saying? And
it was fresh. It didn't sound dated.
Yeah, that was the craziest shit. Don't worry, yo. I had it like I poured the shot out of a frozen bottle, and the house is warm, so yeah, it just popped. Yeah, we gonna keep shooting. That's P. That's Sean P giving me that.
He said, yeah, nigga.
Yeah.
Throwing dirt on my name, nigga.
That was the craziest
nigga, that's
shit.
That's right, Sean P. Let these niggas know. But like, yo, I knew that this was coming because, like, coming off for 86 Witness with Large Professor and stuff like that, you know, that was a strong album to me post, you know, Sean Price death, whatever. It has been a couple of things out there that wasn't doing him justice, but these last two albums, it definitely was. And, like, Little Fame did his thing with this. It sounded so fresh to me. Like, it sounded fresh. It was like, and it's crazy. Like, did I hear Sean Price throw shots at Tupac on this album? Like, did I hear this nigga's like, he's beefing with this nigga in the afterlife? I was like, yo. He said, yo, look, he called his mom a crackhead on this album. I heard that shit. I heard him say that shit. We ain't gonna get into all of that.
Yeah, but we can't. About to say I can't even speak because the simple fact that, you know what I
mean. He said that. I was like, damn, son, y'all niggas down there now. You have to have like post-mortem rap beef battles and stuff. But all right, I do want to. No, go ahead.
Okay, listen. I just want to say it's a song on that album called "Enemy of the State."
Woo!
Niggas getting shot to that song right now. Listen, that is the shooter soundtrack. I don't give a fuck. Listen, you hearing it from me. Yeah. You hearing it from me. Right. Niggas getting shot to that song.
That shit was crazy. It was good to see Conway, you know, with the feature on that joint. That was a lovely track. That shit was all right. Peter Popoff was good.
Word, Peter Pop. I knew that, yo, and I knew it. Like, I was like, this is gonna be trap shit right here. I was like, she gonna fuck with Peter Popoff from the title off the top. Yeah.
The intro to Pigs. It's a lot of joints on here. Like,
yeah, please go listen to that. That is definitely Lscd approved, like all day.
Yes,
and twice
if you haven't heard The Price of Fame, like, go check the joint out. That's one of these playable joints. Like, you can play the whole joint. You ain't gotta skip nothing. You feel me? Yeah. You're gonna like a lot of tracks off of that. I do want to do another challenge for my rapper niggas out there because the 86 Witness instrumental CD just dropped. You feel me?
Small Professor. Yeah, she showing love.
For this. I'm gonna start shooting niggas a challenge like on the timeline. Like, hey dog, you say you nice, spit over this. Hey man, you say you nice, spit over this. So let me know what you going on, because, like, you know, when it is rare in this era to be getting these type of beats without you having to do the work and stripping them down or recreating them.
Word.
So, I mentioned this on the old episode of Trap Live and shit like that, that the market on YouTube for these people redoing beats is so strong. They have millions of views on beats that's that all they did was recreate the beat. So that, you know what I mean? All they did was take the shit piece by piece and recreate the beat, and they're making so much money off of it. I'm happy to see the producers out here dropping interminstrel work. They're trying to get their shit back. They're trying to get in on it. You feel me? It's a couple. Me and you, we gonna come up with 10 niggas. We gonna challenge them out the blue. We gonna do half Sawface beats, half 86 Witness beats, and we gonna give the niggas that we fuck with, you know what I mean, the niggas up and coming on the come up, the opportunity to do some work with us around here and shit like that. But you feel me? 86 Witness challenge. Get this shit right. All right. You know, it was a lot going on this week here and there. Sauce Walka dropped Sauce Ghetto Gospel 2. That's a hard intro. I'm gonna say this off the rip. That's a hard intro. But what was your feel about Sauce Walka joint?
Listen, so like shout out to Sauce Walka, you know what I mean? H-Town, that's Texas shit, you know what I mean? You know, like me, I got down south roots, you know what I'm saying? So I you know what I mean, I dibble and dabble and I keep my ear to the south to hear what's going on. And I actually started fucking with Sauce Walka when I like moved out west. Like I heard him. What beat did he air? He aired like a Kodak beat. It was on a freestyle shit. And I was like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know what I mean? Like he was, you know what I mean? Easton talking that shit, you know what I mean? And ever since then, I've been a fan. So, you know what I mean? We actually caught wind of this on the timeline. You know what I mean? Somebody had let us know that it dropped.
Shout out to the homie Sheik Fully. You feel me?
Yeah, what up, Sheik? You know what I mean? That's my guy.
You already know. Long time.
So, you know, especially for him to be fucking with Sauce Walka, that shit is hella dope. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, right?
Yeah, right. That's my nigga.
He's one of the niggas that's gonna get one of these beat drops off the challenge too. Come on, nigga.
Hell yeah, he got to submit something. But Sauce, like from the intro, like that intro was so fire. Like, and like, yeah,
I was surprised by this. You know, I listened to it just because it was brung up on the timeline. Everybody was into it and stuff like that. I was like, all right. So, you know, when people that fuck with us do mention stuff, we do go and listen to it to give them our foot there. I was really surprised, but I wouldn't even have known about this drop. I wouldn't have known about this drop if somebody didn't put us on, if Mr. Fully didn't put us on. So, you know, I'm very appreciative. He got a couple joints on here. What do you expect? That shit was hard.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I'm going snitch.
I really liked it, that joint. That shit was kind of, you know what I mean? That's one of those tracks right there that you can hear played for real. Texas Cyclone. What else is that?
They got Get Out
on there.
Get Out for me, it was like Get Out, Ghetto Gospel 2. Ghetto Gospel 2 was dope. Mama, the song Mama, he sampled Queen on that.
Okay, yeah.
I'm snitching real quick, but yeah.
Sample wars, let's go.
Each One Teach One was dope. Patti LaBelle's sample.
Each One Teach One, yes,
you know
that's a
Mental
fact.
Pollution, The Science. What do you expect? Damn Little Bro, that was a Dynasty. He ripped Hove on that. Hove.
I
was
about
the
to say he might owe Hove 700%, nigga. That's the number. You feel me? But you see how many joints we naming off of this thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, go listen to that. Like, Sauce, yo,
Fact.
You got one. Like, that's that shit. You know what I mean?
That's
he a live wire on
fact.
my IG though. Like his IG, he be a live wire. But yeah, definitely. And Texas Cyclone, like I want to speak on that. Like the way that I was listening to it, I feel like that could get radio play. Like I felt like that was a single. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's
like
one of those joints. That's why I was like, that should be like, you know, if we do an A&R work, that'd be the lead single for this joint. You feel me? That's what don't be like. Some of these things don't be. Is this a mixtape? This an album? Like some of these things don't be like that because it don't be having that push for the single. But Texas Cyclone, if I was in the A&R, you know, suit and tie, I'd be like, let's push that out for the first single. That's the most radio ready thing I heard on the album. Everything else is fire though. I was really impressed by this. Really impressed.
Word.
Salute to Sauce Walka on this joint. Out there working. All right.
So where you want to go to next?
Huh?
I would say where you want to go to next. Everybody got so much music.
I was hit all the LPs out the way and dash to a couple EPs. 38 Speech dropped a surprise project, Army of Trust. The Trust Army out there. He's showing you, you know, a couple people that you might not know is on this label, like Fred the Godson and stuff like that. expect a couple projects from Fred the Godson this year too.
Definitely been on hold for a long time. Shout out to 38 for being the smartest nigga in the room to sign that nigga. Like, god damn, like Fred, like, come on, yo, really? Like, Fred's been around for a long fucking time. Been doing this thing for a long fucking time, yo.
He's doing a resurgence. He knows that people fuck with him. When I was at the Benny show too, this should have led on too, because he was there too. You don't really get a appearance to see Fred the Godson out. He was definitely in the building too. They did a joint. Everybody was going crazy for. This was just like really showing, you know, people that he fuck with and people that I want to say real quick about 38, right? If you really analyze the work that he's put in 2019, as he has his hands in everybody's shit. And it's like, you know, he started producing off this year with 5 Shots. He started to produce the world. I believe that this whole project was produced by him too. The 1994 joint that he came out with, that also was produced by him and stuff like that. So he's coming along with the producer shit. But he, on the underground shit, he is working with everybody.
Yeah.
And it's not too many people that's not associated with him. So I just want to give him a salute for that. Rome Streets is on this album. I love to hear Rome Streets. I don't know. Whenever I see a feature from Rome Streets, I be really tuned in. I'm like, damn, my niggas out here. I like Rome Streets. You know what I mean? Got a couple projects that I got into this year.
I do too, but it's just, I think the way that I heard of who Rome Streets was kind of, you know.
What you mean?
Because he had the whole, he was at Griselda, going hard at Griselda, and caused that ruckus. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he was a fire starter. See, I didn't know. I'm still trying to learn about this beef. Everybody keeps like alluding to.
Yeah. Like,
everyone wants to tell me, like.
All right. So the thing is, he just said that he felt he had a better catalog than Conway. I think. Yeah. That's what it was. And the response was overwhelming. The response was overwhelming to the point that Conway said something to him. But it was light. Like, it was light. I laughed at it because at the end of the day, when you out there and you try and get on, of course you're gonna think you the best. So you know. But
it be weird. It stinks. But I like Rome Streets. You feel me? He out here doing it. He has a couple projects. He have a strong following in himself too, though. Which is all right. Like I said, you know, Shay Noir's on his album. 38's birthday just passed. He said he was in the studio finishing up Shay Noir's album. That's just going to show you how hard this man's out here fucking working. You feel me? He had a joint on there with Dark Low.
Word.
Right. Like, yo, free the homie Dark Low. You feel me? We spoke about about his ongoings on the past episode of Lscd and stuff like that. But you know, it's a lot of projects people are looking for from 38 going into 2020. Of course, the solo joint coming out, but everybody wants to see Stab and Shot 2 with him and Benny. You feel me? Everybody is like, that's one of the most anticipated underground projects that's supposed to be coming out real soon. So everybody look forward to all of this stuff. I like to this Army of Trust thing because 38, he took the back burner on this. You really didn't hear too much of him on this album at all. He really let everybody that he's been dealing with shine off. So
yeah, like I look at it like it's a lot of people that's coming out now that are taking the marketing and tactical approach that like groups did back in the 90s when it was like you had the whole Rough Riders camp and you had the whole Rockefeller. Like everybody had their individual like it would seem like the head would have a couple albums, then a compilation, and then everybody else's albums comes out after the compilations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. Mark that down. Write that down. Yeah, he taking an old school approach to it. That works.
A lot of people like, especially like with him especially with a lot of people having that golden era sound and that resurgence of the sound. It seems like everybody's starting to just, you know what I mean, a little bit of, I see what y'all doing. I see what's going on out here. Okay. All right, like
the ones that's gonna advance are gonna be able to merge that too. You know, the tactics of the golden era and the tactics of the microwave era. That's why we see such high volume from such good spitters. We see a lot. You know, we see a lot from Griselda, like, you know, unprecedented, like 10 projects. between the three of them. Like, you know, that type of shit don't happen. It's the same that goes on over here with the trust movement and stuff like that. Just a multitude of work, and like all the little niggas is seeing that type of work we put in, and they're putting out a fluctuation of fucking albums too. You know, El Camino has 3 projects out this year. You feel me?
Right.
Ito has 5 projects out this year. Like, this type of shit at this level is like really unheard of. So, you know, you gotta salute the kings, because they showing the princes what to do, and the princes is standing up for it. So
shit.
It's all good. That's a lot of work. A nice surprise for Christmas.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
That is fucking hard when you sit and think about it. And they're good works. It's not like, you know, even if you have a subpar project out of a collection of 10 or 11 works, right, all it does is get swept to the bottom, like, but you never get talked bad about. You're never gonna have this type of thing where, you know, mainstream artists, they come out and put out one subpar project a year, and we're killing them. We're killing their records and their legacies and stuff like that, or for one miss. So, you know, I haven't really heard no misses from all of these, even though I was on reserve about 1994 a little bit. But
this
is a real showing. I'm gonna keep it shit real. But this was a good showing from 38 and his whole movement over there. Salute to all of them. I can't wait to see what happens in 2020 dealing with them. And we have Hush Kingpin's The Connect tape.
Fire. Yo, him and Smooth, like, shout out to Smooth. And I don't, like, listen, I just hear names. I don't be even knowing fucking faces. I just hear names and I hear bars. Yo, whoever Smooth, that that album, didn't know what it was, saw Huss's name on it, had to hear it immediately. So glad I clicked on that shit. That shit is so fucking, it's crazy. It's so crazy, man. So gangster. Like,
it is a good album. It is. He have a lot of joints on there.
A lot. I'm getting excited going into 2020, because I said 2019 was gonna be dope for hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, from 2018 going into 2019, I said it was gonna be dope. And for the most part, it really was. You know what I mean? Underground really held it down. I feel like they got more of a push over the mainstream. And now, like, it sounds like people they have refined their sound more, and they understand now how they should sound, or what's good quality sound. And now it's nothing but everybody producing a lot of good music. And I'm kind of seeing that since, like, Marcialagos, since that drop, like, it's just a lot of good quality fucking albums. And this one that dropped, like, from Huss, like, it's like solid, like way up, illustrious. You know what I'm saying?
Illustrious with Ito. You feel me? Ito is turning out to be one of my favorite rappers. You know, just his style. He's very visual when he's spitting stuff like that. I really enjoy his works that he's been putting out this year. But Illustrious, like, I don't hear he got a joint with Matt Kami, Caterpillars. You feel me? That's one of those things. You just have put me on the Matt Kami on the Your Old Drug joint. That shit was fire too. You feel me? All these underground people, they are really working together to really pushing each other forward.
It's sounding really like
beautiful.
They making great music. Like, man, that's the key ingredient. Like, it's all, like, there's no trash coming out. Nothing sounding the same.
This is a good point that you brought up, because when we talk about underground music versus mainstream, underground music tends to have, it's a sound involved. It's a gritty thing. It's not as polished as mainstream. It's not flat. Yeah. It's really just, but they are putting out such polished works. That's what I think, like, Ten and Talk 3, like, when it came out, it was such a polished thing that you can't help but notice what's going on over there, because you're not used to just having that level of, you know, polishing. It's nothing more to say. You're not expecting that from an underground artist. You think it's like made in a basement, and it's supposed to have this sound, it's supposed to have this feel, and like, no, these is top tier quality production. You know, everything involved with these underground cats is really they're really pushing mainstream.
This is like I want to say Griselda. Like, Griselda, when they dropped WWCD, when they dropped that album, and I heard the production on that, I started doing research, right? Because of the simple fact that you would think that is one of the most sample heavy albums in the world.
They don't use samples.
Derringer, they use no samples.
They don't use samples
So
across none of their work. They sample entertainment. They sample wrestling. They sample these things, these media clips and bits from the past and stuff like that.
But they don't sample music,
no musical samples involved.
So now it's like, okay, everybody's engineering the dirty now. Like now they know how to really engineer an authentic dirty sound without having to pay. The old school is just like,
That's a whole different conversation.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. Like people have been, in order to avoid paying for samples, people have been going into studios and recreating samples for years. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But to know that particular type of sound is recreated and not like sampled, that's pretty dope. Like, so yeah, I'm fucking with it. Like, great project from Hush Kingpin. Hush King, yeah, Hush and them, they got that off. So you know,
yes,
what I mean?
They do. Yes. All right, 2 EPs dropped. I want to start with Boldface, Boldy James, and The Alchemist. How you felt about that? I ain't gonna hold you. The Cool Kids is on this album.
Okay, so listen, So first of all, Alchemist production, fire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, always fire. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At certain points in time, that monotone voice was killing me. But right, like you said, Cool Kids is on here. You know what I mean?
I respect what you say by that. Even though it's a short project, it did some places it gets stale, but those beats. I want to really ask you: did the beats overshadow the bars on this album?
Completely. That's why, like when you said stale, I was about to say, yo, she did. That's the word I was looking for, because I'm sitting up here looking at my notes and I'm like, I don't think I should describe it in the manner that I wrote it down.
It was no other way to put it. That's just what was happening here. But it's a good effort put out by Boldy James. I'm gonna knock him. Like I said, Cool Kids on there. My notes I did want to ask you, is the beats overshadowing this thing? Completely. This actually made me go back and listen to the Alchemist's project that just dropped, because I want to see the level of beat work he was offering Son to. I was like, maybe he gave him a little thing that was a little bit less, had a lot less going on in the beats so that he could rock with it. And Boldy James was just taking the beats for what they was and was going on there with him and stuff like that. But these beats could go on the Alchemist album too. So when it come down to stuff like that,
he has a certain
the Alchemist
quality
at your disposal. You got to show out 100% of the time. It's only 7 tracks. I didn't really catch it off in there, but the Cool Kids is on this album.
Yeah, I got like 4. I got Summer Nights, Dina Valino, My First Defense, and Ill-Advised. That's like 50% of the album.
Oh yeah, So he wasn't too bad. This is my first time listening to Boldy James too.
Nah, this ain't like, I think back in the day his shit was a little bit different, and I was fucking with it. But I gave this one, like I said, like 2.5. Like.
All right, Boldy, step up your game a little bit. You got the Alchemist at your disposal, but it's some listen-worthy tracks on here. So, like I said, we starting with our black mags. You got the Cool Kids on here. All right, another EP that dropped, Planet Asia. Planet Asia dropped the EP Medallions. What you gotta say about that? Fire.
I've been fucking with Planet Asia for years. Like,
you don't get that.
That's my guy. Like, I've been fucking with Planet Asia for a long time, and he's
since the mid-90s. Like, this nigga has been around for 1,000 years. 1,000 years.
Like, for real.
His name is not mentioned enough.
Yeah, I got into him like early 2000s. Like I want to say I got into him like early 2000s when I left down south and moved back up to Jersey. My brother put me on to him. And he's just heavy truck shit, like that heavy shit, like he dope though, like, you know what I'm saying? And then like he's been fucking with a lot of my favorite artists like Guilty Simpson and all of that. Like he
got the joint on there. Yeah, yes. That's the Guilty Simpson was on the other track. He was on the track with Conway, the Enemy of State joint. He was on the end of that, right?
Yeah, I think too.
Yep, so, that's dope right there.
So I mean, like I said, this guy is like, it's just dope.
It was a hard EP.
Dope.
Yeah, it was a hard EP. I like Ching Ching off of this.
Yup. On my list.
And, you know, he just recently had dropped a project, Age, All Gold Everything. I was fucking with that kind of heavy too. So, you know, they be out here fucking working at a high level. It's amazing to me. You know what? It is not really an EP. This was like 2 singles that's released. I do want to mention this. Since I mentioned Dark Low earlier. V-Don and Dark Low dropped The Prophecy 1. It's a track on there called Wintertime Rules. Now that's some real shit right there. I just want everybody to know Dark Low really did lay down the wintertime rules for in the game and shit like that. You're not to be taken lightly in this shit. You should listen to niggas like them. They definitely know they street work. And there's another track on there, Feeling Alive. I just want to shout out that real quick. I also want to say that V-Don and Dark Low is like a good matchup. They just had the joint called Timeless together and stuff like that. They came out right before American Made. Man, well, it came out last year, but it came out before American Made. I really fucking with the V-Don, like on this production shit like that. His name is slowly leveling up with me on the ranking list and stuff. And we gonna get into that another episode. You feel me?
Production. Yeah, we have to address production.
Right. So now, Jersey, we come to the part, since this is our last music review episode for 2019. We come to the part where we have to disclose to the people our album of the year. Now, this is gonna get kind of tricky and kind of shaky. You feel me?
Yeah.
All right, this is how we go down. I'm gonna tell you my number 3. All right, we got a top 3. So everybody out there, we got a top 3. Depending on your mood, it's interchangeable. You know, want to go here, want to go there. But my number 3 coming in is from Crooked Eye, Gravitas. You told me to pronounce it. I know this release just dropped. I know a lot of people might not be into it like how they should be. But my number 3 is that because it is just that impactful to me. I like music like that. I like music that's conscious and current. And it don't sound like, you know, when they say conscious music, it's usually like, you know, you get this like, dare I say, like this dirty feel, this musty feel. Like nobody is stinking on this album. Everybody is fly. We got on good cologne. We drinking great champagne, and we're trying to change the community. This is my number 3 album. So what's your number 3 album? You know, I kind of want to guess what it is, but
you want to guess my number 3 album?
I do.
All right, well, go ahead. I'll let you take a shot. Like, I didn't know that was going to be your number 3. Like, I won't even lie. I'm shocked. I thought that was, like, a little bit lower. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No. For you, I'm going to say Skyzoo, Retro. I can't pronounce it.
Retropolitan. Like, listen, so you're kind of close. Well, you know what? I want to say I want to say I can't even say that. Like, I won't say that. I won't say that. I can't say that. You're so close, but I won't say that.
Okay. So
you know what? Matter of fact, I'll give you that. You know why? Because like I love that album for a nostalgic reason, and I think that's why it has to be my top, like my number 3. Like that album resonates with me in such a way. Like, I mean, from the beats by Pete Rock, that sound, like he has a certain sound and a certain quality, and like he's boom bap all day. So I'm gonna forever be a fan of what he does and the way that he moves. Skyzoo and the way that he writes is just like a perfect descriptive. It's like Slick Rickish, but Ghostface, you know what I mean? It's like Slick Rick and Ghostface, and he takes you to a place that if you close your eyes, you're there, you'll be able to see, or even if you're not there, you know what I mean? It resonates with you at some point in your life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why like that one is that song, Audacity of Dope, like that's the craziest song like in a long time, and with everything that I've like and where I'm at in life, like he like it's just like he threw a dart and hit a bullseye. So like, yeah, I gotta say all that, like from top to bottom, Truck Jewels on there, all of that.
He also has the best posse cut of the decade on there with
I'm about to say Eastern Conference All-Stars.
Eastern Conference All-Stars, you feel
Because
me?
you had because you get Benny, you got Benny and Conway on there showing their ass, but then Lscd playing cleanup, just clean up on all of it. Like Lscd starting with a Q bar with the Quasars. Come on, get the fuck out of here.
Yo, that's why I said, best posse cut of the year. That's crazy right there. That's a crazy track. That's a crazy album. And it's one of these real albums. And like that's one too that touches on a lot of, community issues here and there and stuff like that. He let you know, it's all Black power, it's things like that. So I always appreciate when people could bring that to the table in a new and fresh way. Beautiful work. Beautiful work.
Okay, so now we up at the number two. The number two, the runner up of 2019. What is your runner up for 2019? What's going on?
Listen to me right here. I'm not going to lie to nobody. I'm not going to do this right here. But I'm still vouching for K.R.I.T is here. I'm sorry. I'm still vouching for K.R.I.T is here. I know everything that has came out. I know everything that's about to come out. But I'm still vouching for K.R.I.T is here. I'm not going to let K.R.I.T is here go to the wayside. This is an album I fucking think that he really, really put a lot of thought into. It's in a long line of his works that's been coming out. Nobody is talking about this album enough to me because I think it's a little too mainstream for our, I think it's a little too mainstream for the people that deal with us and stuff like that. Yeah. But I didn't forget about you. I didn't forget about you, K.R.I.T. K.R.I.T is here. That's my number two. That's my number two. I know I could throw a couple other joints in there and stuff like that. But everybody's gonna throw those joints in there. And for me personally, I'm sticking with K.R.I.T is here. I told him I was gonna be my album of the year, but something came in there that moved me a little bit more. But K.R.I.T is here is my number two. So that's what it is. I don't care. Y'all could kill me on the timeline. He say, no, but K.R.I.T is here is my number two album of the year. What's yours, Jersey?
I don't know. Well, like I've been flip-flopping back and forth. Like my top three, I've been flip-flopping back and forth because I listen to them every day. Like I've listened to them each and every day, you know what I'm saying? And it's like certain songs move me in certain ways, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if I'm a prisoner of the moment because of the order that I just listened to them in, along with listening to everything else. I don't know. Like you're making it so hard for me right now.
Let's do it.
Like if I have to go number two, like right now, it's gonna be Heroes by Daylyt, you know what I mean? With Ichiban Don. Like, I'm sorry, like that album was so dope from the intro, and he was talking that shit, and I mean, you know what I mean? It was just very, very, it was just something for thinkers, like people that think, you know what I mean? Like, it's just it's not necessarily super complex, but I mean, it's stuff that'll go over your head that by the second time you listen to a song, you catching it, you know what I'm saying? And it's very, very slick. It sounds good. It doesn't sound like
the reasons you're listing is why Heroes is my number one album this year. For me, that's my number one. That's my number one album because I was so just surprised by the production value, Daylyt's ability to dumb this down to a record. It's just so smooth. It's so fluid. They keep these themes and these sounds and stuff going throughout the whole.
He hit every region. He had something for everybody on there. Like what was it? Like the Tupac joint, what was it called? Too Big, or you know what I mean?
I've never heard somebody take West Coast beat and East Coast beat, famous beats, and mix them like on that Too Big
Shout
joint.
Out to Ichiban, word.
Brown Paper Bag, like yo, all of these sounds is just like. Then they coming in like ODB on the
come on, man.
And stuff. Like this album was like pure hip hop to me. Like even the slow joints on there, I'm like, yo, I could get jiggy. I can take it down to subject matter. You know, I can take it down to these songs and stuff like that. Then you got Swerve and
yeah, you could play like you play this album from top to bottom, like all the way through, like each and every time, and it's something so dope. And I think I really want to know because I think he had on Swerve, the kid Lil Cody, he was on a Nipsey album where he actually spit a freestyle as a kid, like a young kid, and I think that's who was on there. Like like I gotta double down on the research. But shout out to Daylyt for even, you know what I mean, being able to find him, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that kid was dope as a fuck. And I think that was
one of my favorite joints off it. I lose myself on there. You feel me? Yeah, like it's one of those albums. It's crazy because like everybody know like I'm like real hard, real party. And this album like just joints both of those things to me where like I could just relax. Like I could relax. I'm letting y'all do all the work. I'm with y'all 100% through the whole album, top to bottom. I love it too much. Like, yeah, I love this album too much. So that's my #1 album for the year. You know, for me, it goes Hero, Critics here, Gravitas. I'm sorry, everybody at Griselda. I'm sorry, everybody here. Y'all on my honorable mention. I got a strong honorable mention. But if we're going to talk about, you know, personal favorite albums of the year, you're not trying to go with the grain of everything that's going on over there, that's going to do it for me. But now I already know your first, like, your favorite album for the year. Yeah. I already know that. You know, I mean, go ahead. Shout out your boy. Shout out your boy.
So shout out to, like, Madlib and Gibbs, Bandana. Like, that really, like, it's just... Like, I'm just a fan. Like, Pinata, I've always been a fan since Pinata, you know what I mean? Gibbs is my nigga. I've been fucking with him for a long time, you know what I mean? Since he was with CTE and all of that. But this album, like, especially with certain songs, like, right now with a lot of things with me, like, they just hitting different, like, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, Palmolive, like, probably got one of the nastiest Pusha verses ever in, like, you know what I mean, that we really needed that was on some other shit. It is just from top to bottom.
It's crazy because you bring up Pusha's verse on Palmolive. To me, that's his second best verse of the year. His first feature verse for me is off Cordae's Cordae album and shit. You know, Nightmares or something like that. That's a hard verse coming from Pusha T. That's a hard album too. That's like in my top 10. I'm not mad at the Grammy nod, but like Bandana. I'm like so bittersweet with because I like the production value of it. I like the bars. I like everything that's going on with it. But, oh man, dare I even say, some points is not that cohesive to me like a Heroes album is. Some points it loses it loses the cohesiveness to me a little bit, you know, here and there, but it brings it back too. And I listen to it so much like, is there something I'm missing that I'm not drawing the strings together because it's such a strong project, but like, you know, just like it loses some of that stuff for me, but it's a fine body of work. You know, I'm appreciative for Freddie Gibbs coming out with Madlib and doing this work. Madlib's been working with everybody. We're going to be getting so much work from Madlib in the next upcoming year. Like Westside Gun Madlib. You feel me? The
Fly Anakin Madlib. Like he's Mutant Academy. Shout out to me. Yo, we going and listen, y'all been sleeping and I've been talking about him a whole lot. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get that little interview going, and you know, we're gonna get that playlist out so y'all can understand who these guys are. Like, I don't even want to call them young men.
Definitely do. Like, it's crazy like, because I got a Max the Mix on stash of the Mutant Academy's work for 2019. We just didn't know how to introduce you guys and shit, but it's definitely out here. Jersey put me on to these niggas, and now you know you see them at Hat 97 spitting freestyles. They're around and working and everything like that. Yeah, Madlib already gave them the motherfucking okay.
You gave them nod,
Everybody that's really doing things in the industry mentions these people. I see so many accolades coming from blue checks from them. I'm like, oh, well, they over here working. They over here working. Their time is about to come.
They be in LA and all that shit,
They is one of the ones that's about to really pop off for 2020. And, you know, I hope that everybody just received them like how you've been receiving all this time. You know what I mean? I've been dealing with them for about 2 years now. Like, you know what I mean? I've been dealing with them for about 2 years now. you've been a little stronger with them and shit like that. But I put people on every time I talk. Like, I be like, you know what? If you don't like this, like, you're not fucking with Fly Anakin and the Mutant Academy, like, you're not dealing with this, like, you're crazy. So they're definitely coming off. So Jersey, he has his top 3 of the year, which is Bandana, Heroes,
and Retropolitan.
Yeah. Mine is Heroes,
Critics here, and Gravitas. Wow, shout out to Crooked Eye. Like, that's pretty dope.
So, when I say
I saw Valley at the strip club. Yeah, under light she shining. Through the smoke and mirrors, I could see a diamond. This is art.
So yeah. So we bouncing back with Lscd. So you know what I mean. Like, let me ask you a question real quick. You know what I mean. Like, while we was on the top 3, you know what I mean. Like run down your honorable mentions. You know what I'm saying. Like, cause I know I got me a nice little quick list. You know what I'm saying. I think it's about like 7, 8 albums. You know what I mean.
For me personally,
yeah.
For me personally, it's gonna be a couple things out there. Some things people probably didn't really listen to. Rock America, Flea Lord, and Ito. Yeah, this is crazy. The Corday joint and stuff like that. That slowly became into my like top 10 list. Where's My Pyrex?
Okay.
El Camino. All right, let's get it right.
Yeah.
Look What I've Become. Conway. Fly God is an Awesome God. West Side Gun. Stabbed and Shot. And I'm gonna say The Plugs I Met. But what I want to say about The Plugs I Met real quick. Yeah. I want to give mad props to Benny because the New York Times wrote an article, Best Hip Hop Albums of the Year, and they put his album up there. And he tweeted that, listen, this is an EP. Imagine if it was a real album. And a lot of y'all be trying to convolute the conversation. A lot of people be like, work is work as long as you putting the shit out there. So for the man to be sticking to the rules of rap, the rules of music business in general, and just say, you know, this is an EP. Y'all naming it album of the year, and he appreciative of that. And I wouldn't be mad if anybody put that on their album of the year. But this is the top EP of 2019. It's no EP greater than The Plugs I Met. Concept-wise, feature-wise, you feel me? He have 2 joints on there that's arguably like, you know, best features of the year. One coming from Black Thought, Crowns for Kings. The other one coming from 38 on Sunday School. 38 on Sunday School is my personal favorite. First feature of the year. You feel me? So that's that in a nutshell. You know, I like Gorilla Glue too. Joel Ortiz, Fred the Godson. I put that out there too. I'm also put out there Eric Sermon's Vernitas or Verenas or whatever. And I know a lot of people didn't get into it. He threw a lot of people off with the artwork. You really wasn't into it. But that right there is a fine body of work. People should really check out and stuff. So, you know, that's just my little thing, especially, you know, a WWCD. Because of the stuff like that. That's like my honorable mentions of this year. And Quelle Chris, Guns. I'm not going to forget that.
Yeah.
Fill up, shoot you right in your mouth. Yeah.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, yo, he's gangster. That's my shit. Like, yeah, like
Obama.
You actually hit on a couple of the same albums I've actually hit on, you know what I mean? With the, you know what I mean, Griselda, the WWCD, you know what I mean, El Camino, you know what I mean? I threw Rhapsody's album on there, Lil Brothers album on there, Black Moon with Rise of the Black Moon was very appreciative of that. Like, you know what I mean? That sounded good. Statue of Limitations, Smoke Dizza and Benny. That was a knocker with the Pete Rock, you know what I mean? Like, I was really rocking with that. On the other side, though, like, gotta send a shout out to Uncle John, you know what I mean? Reign Supreme was dope. You know what I mean? The good folks at Mutant Academy. Fly Anakin had Emergency Raps Volume 4 solo release. And then you had the Strain Man Chronicles from OG Kahuna. That was a solo release with great matter on production. I can't wait till we talk about production. Woo. And matter of fact, Emergency Rap 4 was all Twami, you know what I mean, with Anakin. But they got together for Hollywood, and you know, a lot of
church.
Yeah, church. You feel me? So yeah, got to give a shout out to that. So yeah, like those were all like very, very, very good albums that hit with me this year. That definitely were in high rotation and made those playlists that I use every day. You know what I mean? Especially when, you know, I'm cooking and shit. You know what I mean? That's the inspiration. So yeah, it was a good year. Definitely a good year.
I'm gonna definitely throw out one time now. I'm gonna run the thread of the best EPs because a lot of things that we did name are EPs that need to be like, you know, top 10 EPs of the year. I'm gonna put that out there. You feel me? I'm trying to put out some work just for us to get conversations going and stuff like that. So I'm gonna definitely do that because a lot of these projects that are EPs, just like we brought up,
is that the wave? Solid. Is that the wave though now? Like everybody is an EP, no albums. Like
in the microwave era, to stay consistent, you throw out the EP. In the microwave era, that's why I said a lot of these, you know, a lot of the up and coming underground niggas, they understand the microwave era, so they're hitting you with that thing, that EP, that little touch and stuff like that. Meanwhile, you know, Benny's been on countless projects and stuff this year, and he has the top EP of the year. Like, you know, that's being put up there with, like, you know, it reminds me of Daytona, Pusha T, where it's this EP and they're treating it like an album. It's getting all this accreditation and things like that. It's really, really becoming convoluted. That's why I said I appreciate when an artist definitely let the people know which medium they're using in their art form. So
I want more than 10 songs. I want more than 10 songs. I'm sorry. I'm tired of 7 to 10. I'm tired.
You know,
I need 14, at least 14.
Also, too, if a certain rapper is not up to level, a EP is a cheat code. To be honest with you, because if you can't put forth these 14, 15, 16 tracks and the shit be good overall, EP is a good way to keep your name out there that you're not fucking up. But you know, it's a cheat code. But we appreciate all the fine work.
Tired, yo.
You want full projects from niggas. We understand. You know, EPs really was these things of like, it would be the singles that's coming out on this your hardest release for the year, your album of the year. It'd be these singles. You would get instrumentals on EPs back in the day and stuff like that. It'd be these, you know, these really things just to keep you involved until the real work got dropped off. Now the EPs is work within themselves, but they're still EPs. I don't care what nobody says. Everybody hates it, but they're still EPs. All right, we gonna have a little conversation real quick. Salute to Daylyt and Elliot Wilson over at Rap Radar because they got things in the tuck. We still waiting for Rock Marcy's interview. They just announced that on New Year's Eve they will be dropping the Griselda episode, but for Christmas they bless niggas with the Drake episode. And I kind of want to let you just have the floor here real quick with the Drake Rap Radar interview. There's a lot of things came up in this conversation.
Yeah, so, you know what I mean, shout out to Vita, Elliot Wilson. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to disrespect them as you know what I mean, writers. You know what I mean? I can't disrespect them as writers or anything, but they made a fluff piece over there at, you know what I mean, Rap Radar for, I guess he got an album coming out. And, you know, after that certain L that he took with Pusha T, you know what I mean, I guess he needed to have a come clean moment and, you know, hear his side of the story type situation. So they went over there and just let him, like, spill his guts for a couple of hours, you know what I'm saying?
He was real comfortable in his crib.
He said a whole lot, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, he's just talking about how he got good energy. He's in a good place with reuniting with everybody but Pusha T, and how he doesn't believe Pusha T sold all the drugs that he said he sold in his raps. And, you know, how he probably won't be reuniting with that guy. And, you know.
It's going to happen. I see it in the formidable future. I'll put out there, you know, Drake is one of these people, just how you say, he made amends with all these people he's beefing with, except this one guy. That 146 bar, that's gonna subside sooner than later. You're gonna see them work together. I never thought I'd see Drake and The Weeknd work together, but my man Jersey be so on point. Drake dropped a single War. It wasn't well received on social media because he was using one of his overseas flows. He was using a UK flow. We seen this flow on Behind the Bars. This same flow we seen on Behind the Bars, he was taking shots at the Weeknd. So to see him use this same flow and have a video with the Weeknd in it, he's always so maniacal in the subliminals and stuff like that. He really is like that. I was really taken back. I was like, oh my God. You know, but people don't like that flow because people don't like grime. People don't like grime music. US doesn't fuck with grime music.
I won't say that. Like, I don't think they just don't know how to receive it or you know what I mean, know how to, you know what I mean? It's a certain way you gotta know what you're listening to, you know what I mean? Like, I low-key have been fucking with some like overseas music, like I got put onto the Ezra Collective like around like May, June.
Listen
and, like,
to you.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So
I be you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? They dope. Like they got, you know, they use like that conscious hip hop. They got that like jazz sound, you know what I mean? But it's still funky, you know what I mean? And they had people that be rhyming and airing shit out. So I've been, you know what I mean, my ears be dibbling and dabbling, you know what I mean? But for him, the culture vulture to be doing shit, it's like, come on, cuz, like, really, you know what I mean?
I don't like when y'all call him a culture vulture. Now, listen, when you're a big megastar, you're Drake, all right, yes, you do things to stay relative, but in that same respect, when you don't use the parties involved to stay relevant, that's when you're a vulture. When you're putting people in the spotlight like the Wizkid and all of this that started to conversate, that Controller and all of this shit, these songs that started this Afro beat conversation that got everybody in the uproar because, you know, he kind of leaned into the fact like he made it popular, but he made it popular in the US. We're not going to sit there and say that. And that's where it's like you will see, you know, a lot of people don't take into credit the musical hip-hop opinions of people overseas. So the people overseas, when they heard Drake said he put Afro beats on the map type shit, they took it to a real heart. But what he meant was that over here, he made a lane for that sound to come across a little easier. Now,
see, like, I can't say that, like, cause like, first of all, Afro beats has been around. It's like, honestly, that I know of, like, since the 70s, you know what I mean, off the strength of Ghana, you know what I mean? I mean, yes. If you want to, and if you really, like, dig deeper, you know what I mean, it almost goes back to, like, the 20s, you know what I mean, or some other shit. But when it comes to hip-hop, if you a real hip-hop head, you know what I mean, you could go to Commons like Water for Chocolate, that's, like, 99, 2000-ish, and if you listen to Heat, you know what I mean? Dilla was all in that Afro beats bag, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's been around, but people got to do the research. I think that's what it is. It's like microwave society right now is totally different than what life used to be, and what we come from, where we hear something and we look at credits and we do research and we look at the originals and we listen to, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, if this is what the original like comes from, what does the rest of the album sound like? And we learn and expand our horizons, you know what I mean? Expand that music palette that we have. But nowadays it's just, oh, flash in the pan, boom, it's gone, you know what I'm saying? So niggas like him can actually say some bullshit like that. Like, so like, that's fucking nerve with me.
I don't consider it bullshit when you have a mega star. Like, okay, you mentioned Common. Common is a star. Common is a true hip-hop head. True hip-hop heads is in the Common. Common just made an album, came out this year, nobody talks about. You understand? So he's not at the forefront of it. He's not, you know, shining a light on nobody in general. Where you have somebody like Drake, he has the capacity to make something hot if he touches it. Not if he don't do it, but if he touches it, he makes it hot, and this is what makes people interested in it. So like the song that, you know, he's talking about is like Controller, or a song with Wizkid or whatever that actually threw Wizkid on the international scale, where he was just hot where he was from. Now he's on this international scale. It opens the door for, you want to know, true vulture culturism when it comes down to Afro beats. It'll be French Montana seeing Drake have success off a controller and then goes put out a song like Unforgettable with Sway Lee. You understand where it's these, you know, they're twisting these lines between the dance hall and these Afro beats and stuff like that. Even though, you know, if you're from a major city in the U.S., Caribbean culture and these type of things are not new to you. They come around to you. You hear them, you know, just because it's a melting pot and stuff like that. But if you're in less convoluted, less salad bowl communities, Drake is your best shot to let these things get out there. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't when they call him a vulture, it'll be like he would be only a vulture if he was taking these things and not using them as a feature, not giving props back, not doing all of these stuff. The minute that I see that, then I'll be like, you know what, this nigga is drawn. You know, I can't.
I know he had a song, like, I'm trying to think of how many songs he's had with Lscd or with Fonte or, you know what I mean?
When you're influenced by artists, your goal is to do these type of things. You feel me? That doesn't always necessarily mean that a hip hop purist is going to align with you. Now, this was the other conversation that came up in this interview where he said he loves Benny the Butcher and he wanted to do a feature with Benny the Butcher, and all the purists was like, oh, hell no. We can't have this happen. We can't have this. But Benny is like, shit, let's do it. We'll fuck up the world, because he understands that attention that's just going to bring. Like, yo, you can't deny, you know, it's a give and take when you're dealing with somebody like Drake. If you're fortunate enough for him to fuck with you and make a statement just mentioning your name. Like, I want to do a track with Benny the Butcher. It's 1 million, 2 million people
that's now looking at Benny the Butcher now. Yeah, I get it.
Why do I want to do a track? You know, why does he want to do a track with him? Let me look into him, and then you find the whole movement, and then you understand these things. So when the time passes now, when they do something collective, the majority of the mainstream is going to be all for it. Where that's why I said, you know, us in the like the underground and the purists and the true hip hop and the errorists and stuff like that come out, we be holding our fucking underground artists back a little bit because we don't give them chances to expand. We don't like them coming out their lane. We don't want them to partner up with a Drake or somebody in the mainstream and stuff like that. It gets really, it's really crazy how, you know, Dirty Tim's Twitter will hold a artist back instead of letting them, you know what I mean, flourish.
Nah, I mean, I get it. I get it in a sense.
Ain't gonna fuck up a nigga's legacy. It can, but not in the instance where Benny the Butcher and stuff like that. When they're out there, they're showing you they want to be mainstream. They want this look. You know, it'd be real sad. I'd be like, you know,
I don't think, like, I ain't going to trip. Like, I like, normally I would trip, but I'm not going to trip. It's more or less like, I wouldn't even trip on them for, you know what I mean, getting it, you know what I mean, getting in the situation to be able to put their name on a bigger plateau, because I kind of see what it is, you know what I mean? It's not like they're not on and they not making noise already, you know what I mean? It's just amplifying their, you know what I mean, amplifying their message, you know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? It's a different situation. But it'd be different if Benny and them weren't putting out music like they are putting it out, you know what I mean? And more or less was still like on a SoundCloud stage. But we knew that they were about to blow, and then Drake goes and says, oh, okay, this is the next thing that's up. Let me dabble in this before it blows. You feel me? Like, it would be totally different. And I think that's what a lot of people kind of have in a position on. That's why I was like, when I heard about it, I was like, nah, I get it. But they're already doing something. So it's not going to be too bad. But like I said, that my thing is just with him. Like, if you say, like, if you fuck with some, like, if you definitely blow off of somebody's style and you amplify their message a little bit louder than they can, do the feature and get an alley-oop. Like, you know what I mean? That's what my beef with, like, Lil Brother, because he's like, he was in the Lil Brother, the Detroit hip-hop movement. Like, he was a real hip-hop head, and he really used to rap like an MC. He used to be, like, more hip-hop, more than mainstream, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he just never reached back and showed love. And there's a couple people that, you know, if you ask them about, oh yeah, how did such and such go with Drake? Because I know somebody did a feat. Like, I know a couple people that gave him features that kind of propelled him to the point where he could get heard and looked at by Wayne and all of them. You know what I'm saying? But homie ain't never reached back unless he blew up. So you know, it is what it is. Like,
it's that's real dicey right there. It's two things I wanna bring up with this like Benny collaboration and then back to Afrobeats. With this Benny collaboration and stuff like that, you know, a lot of people say, you know, we can't even see them on the track together. We can't even see them doing work together. But you know, fucking Ross and Drake makes good music together. So this drug dealer rap, this like, you know, luxurious rap, because I always say, like, you know, they be talking about designer brands. They're talking about hood shit. They're talking about these things just like a Rick Ross, even though, you know, the authenticity on Ross end might be a little convoluted or whatever. I really think that they could put a good song out there, a good thing out there that's going to highlight Griselda and what they're doing over there and stuff like that. So I don't see where people are like, oh, they don't even mix, they don't even match. That's one thing about Drake. This is the conversation we're having, where he can touch everybody's stuff and the shit work. So you can't sit there and say, you know, you don't want to see something like that coming from them because it's not gonna be authentic. You know, he definitely has the power to switch his lanes up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wale's last album.
Who?
Wale's last album. Wale's last album was a very Afro beats, eccentric things, and the diehard Wale fans, you know, they said this is for the ladies. It's not really this thing. It's not really all of this type of stuff. Yeah. But does an artist like Wale get enough gall to put out? That was a great piece of work.
Oh yeah,
that was a great album.
It was decent. Yeah,
He just wasn't dealing with it because it played towards the ladies and stuff like that a little bit more. But it didn't really play towards the ladies. It just lets you know that he's human and what he deals with when it comes down to the females and stuff like that. But the production on there was real surprising to me because it was this Afro beat thing. He had a couple tracks on there that was leaning towards all of that. And you know, they was trying to say, oh, he's trying to reach a new audience, but they weren't supporting him in that. So it's like, you know, when Drake say that he like put Afrobeats not on the map, but he helped propel it forward, I think that does lead a little bit into giving somebody like Wale the freedom to explore in this realm, and he's like African, right?
That's what I'm saying. I was about to say, like his album,
but he ain't never put those influences on wax before.
Yeah,
you feel me? You know, it's trendy. You know, we have trends in hip hop. Afrobeats was one of them. That shit lasted about 2 years. I always be like, name me all the Afro beat tracks that was on the charts that, you know, niggas could say that it's even popular in the US. It's not. It's not really popular here. It's dance music, it's club music here and there and stuff like that. People get down to it, but you know, you gotta lighten up on Drake a little bit. You be so hard on Drake. Like, it's crazy. For what it is, he's an entertainer. He's made a lot of people a lot of money. You feel me? I don't call him a vulture. A lot of people call Eminem a vulture. I don't call Eminem a vulture for the simple fact like he put 50 Cent on. And people don't like the fact I say he put 50 Cent on, but he put 50 Cent on.
Yeah, he did. He was the one that signed him, so that's what it is. He did it. He pulled the Jimmy Iovine. The same thing that he did with Griselda is the same thing that he did with 50 and G.
I want to commend Griselda because they out here like on the low, like death row. Because we've been talking about Griselda being with Shady all this time,
right?
But they have never put out nothing under Shady except for this one album. They have put out everything underneath themselves. Benny even said it himself. He's like, "You think I'm signed to Shady, but I'm independent." And it's like, you know, I need to understand the deal over there. It's really still bothering me what's going on. But you know, Shady got his hand in some shit.
I think their deal is a little bit different. Like, I think what they probably did was they probably allowed them to build, you know what I mean, to build their following. So everybody put out an album. Like, everybody put out an individual album under the individual imprint, and they ate off of that. And once that got to a certain stage, she's like, oh, okay, now you put out one for the Shady. You know what I mean? Now you can get, you know what I mean, get this one out for your Shady deal. I just want to know how many albums they got.
We'll find out.
Like, how long?
If somebody got the license that they're not exclusively dropping albums underneath a label, like Shady Records, Shady Aftermath, or whatever it is, like I like they put out fucking 10 projects this year. Only one is an industry project.
Mm.
You know, I don't know what they did. They over there, they do some gangster shit over there. I'm watching you.
I don't know, but listen, the fact is, all I can say is the way that they ate off of all those projects before the Griselda project on the independent tip. Yeah, smart. They're just very, very smart.
You know, them signing the Rock Nation and stuff like that, you definitely see it, the promo being out there, because like Hitler Wears Hermes 7 is not underneath Shady, but yet that was something heavily promoted. You know, West Side Gun's album cover is in Times Square. It's in LA. It's in this place, it's in that place. WWCD, you feel me, is on the Staples Center. They doing these things. It's like, it's this real thing. Like, you know, 2020 is going to be so exciting because like the underground is going to become mainstream. And it's like, you know, a question always is thrown out there is like, you know, what happens when, you know, the underground does become mainstream? Do you still call it underground?
Right. Like, I don't know. But
you do, because what we say here, underground is a sound. Underground is a feel. And even though they're polishing their work over there, like we said earlier in this episode,
right? And not only that, and then it's like not only that, but the fact that you could be an independent artist and put your music onto Tidal to millions of people on your own, like, you know what I'm saying? That's the most mainstream thing in the world you can fucking do.
It's crazy. People confuse independency, mainstream, and underground all the time. And if you're going to be a flourishing artist in this game, you need to understand the difference between the two. Mainstream is a sound. Underground is a sound. Independent is a state of music business.
A status, definitely,
That's all. Can you be independent and be underground? Yes. Can you be independent and be mainstream? Yes. Independency is not a sound. Everybody gets that shit confused. Well, they're independent. They're doing the things how they want to do. No, they're underground and they're independent. There's a lot of signed people, that are underground.
Word.
You know that.
It just sounds,
you know
they got, That's
it's
like,
crazy.
That's so dope. I'm glad you put that out there because a lot of people be using that terminology wrong as shit. Like
when it comes down to music, business, it ain't nothing better. Like, I'm gonna tell you that, like, you know, between me and you, with just you being knowledgeable on this end, me being knowledgeable on that end, it is none fucking better. And day after day after day after day, I be having to tell people, like, yo, you don't even understand music business, so stick to critiquing what you like to listen to, but don't come into the business world because you don't even understand business. Like,
it's a whole different monster.
Yeah,
360. But
hopefully that dies in 2020. We definitely got to go through a list of things in hip hop that got to die in the next decade. The 360 deals, one of them. You feel me? 360 deals got to die. You feel me?
Yeah, I didn't know. Really, they just really came back out of nowhere. Like, it was just all of a sudden you look up and you're just like, wait a minute, 360 deals? Like, I was like, holy shit. I didn't know. Like, I just didn't know. And everybody, like, that's when I started paying attention to more to, like, a lot of people, you know what I mean, sticking and going, you know what I mean, going the independent route. And that's when I started finding out about people selling their own albums on Bandcamp. And then it started getting even better when people start releasing their own albums, like on vinyl and stuff like that, like making it real deal, like art to be keepsakes. Like, they're starting to, you know what I mean, revive some old shit. So it's like, I guess they've been a gift, like 360's been a gift and a curse in the same sense, you know what I mean?
You know, 360 deals been fucking a lot of mainstream artists over.
Oh, hell
where
yeah.
They're having to do a whole bunch of gimmicky things, like sell merchandise with albums and do tours with these things attached and all this stuff. With independent they sell far less, but they may be making more money. You know what I mean? Like, you don't never doubt it. That's why a project like WWCW, I was real happy that it is on the mainstream thing, so somebody's tracking the numbers. But like, how many albums did Fly God Is an Awesome God? How many vinyls did Plugs I Met sell? Like,
Plugs
how many of these things that's just 100% pure profit? Because, like, they're paying for production in advance. They're doing these things in advance. They're doing this. So how much they're recouping back, it's showing out there. You feel me? It's showing. It's crazy. So, moving forward into 2020, it is a couple things that we need to leave in the past decade. And we need to focus on the artists really getting their net worth and their value for the work that they're putting out.
Right.
That's what's going to separate everything. So.
Right. That's why you have people like Rock Marcy like dropping his album for $30 for like a couple weeks before deciding to let it stream. You know what I'm saying?
That type of shit right there just lets you know a business mind in this game. They know their aesthetic, they know their demographic, and they go for it, they shoot for it, and they know if they want the extra money, like just to come in. You gonna make the regular niggas wait. That's why I always respect you too, Jersey. And I'm gonna just let the people know, because you always been 100% into giving the money directly to the artist, whatever way, shape, or form. And like I'm a stream queen. Like, you feel me? They made it accessible to me, but before that, I was somebody who would go and buy people's albums. Two and three copies. I want to open one. I want to save two. I'm gonna try to get one signed. I'm gonna try
if you go to the show and shit.
I really got a dope-ass collection of CDs around this motherfucker somewhere, because I have unopened shit from the golden era. Like, I really, that's the type of shit I really was into back in the day. I'm the nigga that was standing in line at the fucking, midnight releases and stuff.
Hell yeah.
At Virgin Records. I'm the nigga that would do all of these things. So,
Tower Records and all that shit. Hell yeah.
It's good to see that, you don't got to put in all that work, and you can still show a full 100%, support of your artists, your favorite artists out there. But, you want to go big, you got to make it very accessible and cheap. That's what it is in this era. So
I'm about to say, that's why, that's why I tell people, encourage people, use Bandcamp. It's a lot of dope-ass artists on Bandcamp. You can buy the music directly from them. Like, always.
You put me on the Bandcamp, Bandcamp. Oh, okay, well, I could do this. And the artwork that these artists are putting into these vinyls and the concepts, and cassettes are coming back out. For Christmas, Sony just reintroduced the Walkman.
What?
For Christmas, Sony just introduced the Walkman and the Discman, where you could buy original, not original, but fucking like retro Walkmans, retro Discmans. And it's like, all of this stuff is coming back. Like, we've lived through the era to see it go boom, boom, boom. And now it's a commodity to have the things that we use every day. Like,
That's
you can
crazy.
actually go and buy Walkmans and Discmans and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
That's why, when these artists put out vinyls, these are not for you to be playing and scratching and DJing with.
Fuck
These
no.
collector's items. You're not supposed to open them. You're supposed to try to get them signed. You're supposed to try to do these things with them, because down the line, it's like, damn, this was the first press off for this. This is this. That's why you gotta respect the people that's doing that shit.
I got a lot of Mutant Academy. I got Fly Anakin. I got Fly Anakin autograph one record.
Okay.
It should be two, but it's one. I got one record autograph by him, and I got Skyzoo, Remembrance of Us. Like, I got Heat. But see, the thing is, like, I bought that. I had that unopened. He opened it. Like, he opened it himself to sign the actual album cover.
That's dope. Like, so that's
real
shit.
Like,
You feel me? We be into museum work around here. We want one day to introduce the people to our whole collection of fly shit in our museum. You can never buy it. You can look at it, and we might charge you to look at it. You feel me? This museum work. So I got a couple shit like from back in the day. We talking memorabilia. I was somebody like really into doing that type of shit really out in the field and stuff like that. I got like autographed pictures of Aaliyah. I got LL Cool J autographed pictures. Like he was at my sister's high school and shit, doing shit. Like, yeah, I got a whole bunch of shit here that I just like got in the box over there. Do not touch. I will fuck you up. Like, you know, when I get my shit together here, I'm gonna put it all in the room. It's like, this is my little hip hop quarters, and it'll be all good. So, you know, I respect all that type of shit like that. Everything ain't meant to be used. A lot of things are just meant to be cherished. And you know what's good with them because you understand the value of things. So, but, you know, just another dope-ass episode coming from us. You feel me?
Hell yeah, it was definitely fun. I appreciate hollering at you. You already know we get it in.
Yes.
You know, I mean, as usual, make sure people know about the royalty situation.
Listen, I like, you know what I mean? I like money. My name is Matter Money. It's very few occurrences where I'm just like, you know, let me just
Let's
give somebody
share
some money. You know, in order to stay rich, you don't have to, you don't give the shit out like that. I ain't making it rain. I ain't West Side Guns and motherfucking Rock Marciano at the Sony joint giving out
that
10 grand to the audience.
How much money did he launch out there?
That's a whole move. Now listen, that's a whole move. Hove would go out of town and spread the money in there for you to be involved with them. That's like, niggas be real orchestrated in this shit, and I peep this shit. Not a lot of people was out there throwing money into the crowd. That's a Rockefeller move right there. Just let the people know. So you know.
Last time I heard about somebody throwing money into a crowd was, who was it? It was Jeezy. Jeezy used to throw his show money in the crowd. That they used to pay him to rap. He used to throw it in the crowd.
Crazy shit. Well, he's making real money too. You feel me? But it's nuts. But yes, the royalty card for all my battle rap niggas out there. We are gifting 1 free pay-per-view to 1 lucky subscriber. Just so y'all could pop shit and kick it with us on the timeline. You see how we did the last card volume, the last volume that came out. You see how we was doing it. We was coming through live. We want to kick the breeze with y'all niggas. We want to see what y'all feel about it. A lot of people be out here. They really supportive of battle rap, but they don't support it in the right way. So we want to really give 1 lucky subscriber the opportunity to watch the royalty card with us. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait to see Cortez spit. When's the last time we seen Cortez battle? Exactly. He's on this card with Misfit versus Peachy and Coffee. You don't want to miss this type of thing. You feel me? If you're not in the giveaways or you're not in the handouts, make sure you go support, buy it. You know, me and Jersey always down. We already got our shit in the bag. We just trying to see which one of y'all about to get it in the bag too with us. You feel me? So it's all good. Make sure you follow the rules. You know, follow us on the channel. Follow us on Twitter. Channel Lscd on YouTube. I'm L_S_C_D_. My man's at Jersey the 420 Chef. You already know what it is. Like, listen, don't be hating, just congratulate.
Yeah, and then not only that, but we got 2 more little shoot apps coming out, dropping them. Ooh. And then in the midst of those, got another little giveaway. And listen, I really don't give these away, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean, I'm going to show some love, and I'm going to have the rules to the game for that. But as always, like the video, subscribe. We appreciate y'all chilling with us. And until next time, we'll holler at you.
We see you guys around.